So, sorry guys, I've been trying to get things squared away here and just realized since I had cleaned up the office and everything that I did not set up my camera. And you guys got to see I've been busy with school and things like that as well. Not that you care, and not that I want to bore you with that. We are, I say we, you and me. We are putting together the last Imperial Knights that I possess. There will be 15 of them. And let's see here. Obviously, I won't be getting them all done this evening. There we go. Hold on 1 second, bear with me. Yeah, obviously I won't get them all done this evening. My friends seem to think that I can get all 15 done in a day and a half. That is not going to happen, guys. I mean, I would love to be able to pull that off, but it ain't gonna happen. But I do have some great news. Even though I have not gotten around to getting the game room squared away how I want it to make my next video, and that is because I have been modeling or hobbying like a fiend. Let me tell you, I'm not even kidding. We have all of the Space Hulk box sets are done. If you check out Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and I need to put it on Instagram, that's all done. You'll see, what is it, 184 Gene Stealers. I think that includes the 8 Brood Lords, if I'm not mistaken. And so, anyway, you've got all of those, and you've got 80 Terminators, 8 Cats, and 8 of the deceased Terminators in the throne. So, anyway, all that's done. All the Necrons from the Imperial box set are done. So we have no more Necrons to put together at all. The Imperial magazine subscription is over. We have no more Tyranids to put together at the Warhammer 40,000 28mm or whatever scale. The only ones we got left are the old epic scale. And I've already done videos on this. Obviously, I'm just kind of hanging out with you guys while I do this. It's gonna be a slog. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping. I have not. I apologize. I got a little bit of a runny nose going on for whatever reason. I have not. I have not sorted through my magnets like I normally do. And I also switched browsers, so I'm trying to work on that as well. And there you have it. And listen to me. Make sure I can keep up with everything. But everything should be running. The chat should be running. This is running. We should be good to go. I've also been spending time with some other channels like Combat Wombat. Great channel. If you've never heard of him, check him out. He's actually under, what the heck's it called? Oh my gosh, can't believe I just forgot that. I think it's Wheezy Pillar. Let me check real quick. Probably gonna spell it wrong. Let's see here. Yeah, Wheezy Pillar. And he's got a great channel over there. So yeah, anyway, we're just gonna be putting this together now. I've got a knight over here to help me for reference to try to speed some things up. And because I haven't put one of these together in quite a while. But one thing we've got to do is we've got to shift our focus on the leg pose that we normally do. Let me pull this over here so I don't have to keep switching. We won't be going to this side anymore. We'll be going to the other side, at least for the next two, so that we can kind of even it up a little bit. Actually, let me think about that. 1, 2, 4. So we probably need to do the next 3 actually. And so for those of you that saw the last one, you know that the first step here to being able to get this knee up and get everything going is going to be the probably the scariest part, as I've been told, which is cutting that knee joint. And it's really not that bad, guys, and that's part of the reason I jumped on here tonight, was I wanted to go ahead and show that again as quickly as I could in case it's something you want to do, because that's what we do on this channel. And let me see here, there's something else I wanted to look at. Let's see, where is it? I also would like to say thank you to all of you new subscribers out there. YouTube does not tell me what's going on, and as you guys know that have been here, I do what I can when I can. As you saw in the very beginning, you're looking right at my school page. It's just life, right? So anyway, yeah, so this is gonna be the right leg of the knight, left as we're looking at it. Now that being said, you don't want to glue this together before you do this. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong, I did it before and I screwed up and I had to sit there and cut through all this. It's a lot easier if you don't, because what we're doing is we are literally taking our knife and cutting right through here all the way through. Alright, that way this becomes a ball joint, if you will, like a movable ball joint. And so, and the biggest thing is take your time with this, okay? Don't get crazy with it. Don't start doing this all crazy unless you have to, but you shouldn't have to. Just take your time and it will come loose. As a matter of fact, once you have enough scoring in there, you should be able to break it loose. Like I've already punched through, and if you notice, we're preserving, we're not cutting over too much so that we end up getting cut marks on the armor right here. And if you take a look right here, you can see how it's all nice and white now. Sorry, from where we're putting that pressure and everything. You might even be able to score it a little bit like this, connecting the dots, so to speak, as you see me doing. But you're gonna have to worry about these parts right here before you start doing this, okay? So you want to make sure you get through that thick part on both sides, and just watch the angle of your blade, and watch your blade right here, because you see how I've got this piece of plastic here. I don't want to come down and cut that off, right? So try to exercise some restraint, you know. And we have now cut through those two pieces, and as you can see, it wants to come apart real nice, and it really wasn't that hard. And then you can just, you know, clean this up. And remember what I say, guys, if you have a dull blade, that's not a bad thing. It just keeps you from cutting deeper. but every one of our knights, all of them, let's see, so we got these 15, and we've already got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that have been done. All 31 of them, they will all have this pose, either going to the right or to the left. Okay, because I cannot stand the whole standing there like a moron. It's just dumb. I'm not even sure why Games Workshop did that. And I apologize, guys. Got a little bit of a runny nose or whatever, so I'm not going to be able to mute the mic every time, so you just have to deal with me blowing my nose if I do. I'm going to check real quick and see if the music's playing for you guys too. Browsers, so I'm trying to work on that as well. Browsers, so I'm trying to work on that as well. Browsers, so I'm trying to work on that as well. Browsers, so I'm trying to work on that as well. It's like an endless loop because the mic was picking it up. It's crazy. Remember, sometimes scraping is your friend. So now we have the ability to move this back and forth, as you can see. Now keep those pieces separate. Again, same thing, watch out for that little node right there, whatever we want to call it. Easy day. we weren't exactly level here. So that's why you saw me press down on that to try to make it so, and then it didn't want to do it, so I went ahead and busted it apart. Still enough glue in there, I don't have to worry about anything. So what I am doing, as you guys can see, is I'm flattening out these raised edges once we put them together. I didn't want to touch them before because then you don't have the right depth and you might cut off too much. So just be aware of that. Because if you went in there hacking, well, then you lose the parts that you need to glue it together. And now we have a ball joint that will work. And the goal here, of course, will be to make sure that we don't go too high per se. I mean, we really only need to go about that far, and then that will cover up all the cutting work that we did as well. So you don't have to worry about that, you know, really at all. All right, I'm gonna move this guy over if you guys don't mind. Okay, so we need base plates, and we need, and this is a nice newer instruction manual as well. Anyway, I'm sorry, we're looking at this part right here, so we need 51, 64, and 63. And 63, so that's for this left leg, which will remain the same. We're not going to do any cutting on that. What I am going to do is make sure I have everything lined up how I want it. So 63 will be on the inside of the leg, 64 will be on the other side. And if you guys will remember, when we first put this together in the very first video I ever did, I had a heck of a time with these little shin armor supports. They are not, and oh my gosh, I just launched that across the room. Hold on, we're already starting apparently. Isn't that just great? We heard it hit the floor, so that's a good thing. Oh, there it is. Didn't go very far. Yeah, these things are real, in my opinion, pain to put on. Let's try not to do that again. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh. Not only that, this went somewhere I really didn't want it to go. And I can't believe we just found it that quick. Holy smokes, man. We're off to a great start. This is how it works. So anyway, all right, 63 and 64. If you guys have noticed, I am using some magnifying stuff, and that is because for whatever reason, even with this light, the light in the actual room that I'm in, I don't know if it's, I probably just need to get new bulbs. They're just not very good. And I thought to myself as well that I would like to see if I could get used to something like this. Just because as I get older, maybe I'll need it for my eyes or something. And I'm glad that I did try, because let me tell you, it is definitely an adjustment, for certain. If you're not used to doing this, it's definitely something that you gotta kind of work into, because it's not, it'll give you a headache. And maybe that's because I already have good eyes, I don't know, but it definitely was not. Hold on, let me see here. This is the only part I can't stand about this. Okay, so it goes like that. I'm hoping that we can have an easier time with this. So far, it looks like we are. One thing we want to make sure of is that this is flush, because that will give us the appropriate angle that we need right there. And then we'll do it again on the other side with the flat going in. And we will make sure that we are flush there. And that should be correct according to this. So we'll give that a moment to dry. Hopefully no pressure on that. What are you doing, doggo? What are you doing? Huh? You've been getting in a lot of trouble tonight. Yes, you have. You're being a bully. You were being a bully to Henry. Don't look at me like that. I'm not the one who got in trouble. You got in trouble. Bad girl. Hey. Come over here. Bad girl. Say hi to everybody. No? Okay. Hey. Look. Say hello. Nope. Running away? Alright. That's fine. Run away then. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the other ones on. And that is, let me keep this over here. 56, 60, and 59. No, way over here. Okay. So if we look at this, so 59 is going to go on the outside. Oh, yeah, before we put this on, I gotta cut the bottom. But anyway, alright, so let's try not to make what happened last time happen again. I didn't realize there was that much tension. Alright, 59 and 60. And I'm only putting the one together so that I can make sure that I, especially this part, this is the main part that, in my opinion, takes the longest. The rest of it you kind of fly right through. When I get back to my whatever method of doing this, since it's been so long, I will I'll start doing a more of a factory line or assembly line deal. I'd like to set them all out. I mean, at 15, I don't have enough space for that, I don't think. But it sure would be nice to be able to do it that way, because then I'd be able to make sure I didn't mess anything up, so to speak. Alright, so let's look at this. Just want to make one more check here, because this one's going like that on the inside. Yep. Alright, so just a little bit of glue. And we've got 59 is right here. Make sure that the bigger part of the Y is facing in towards the piston, flat to flat. Again, just take the edge of your blade, push that down, the dull edge or non-blade edge, to make sure that's correct. And then same thing on this side. To get the, see how that rose up? That gives us, or should give us, the appropriate angle for when the plates go on. Alright, we'll let that sit and dry. This one should be good to go, but I want to do a double check on this guy, make sure I didn't cut everybody's. I feel like I did. Looks like I did. Okay, so both feet need to be cut, which is okay. Basically cut flesh. Blech. What am I trying to say? Just want to make sure. Yeah. So I'm going to use my clippers, obviously. There ain't no way you're going to get a straight cut with that razor blade doing this. Now, some of you may be like, oh my god, that's a lot of plastic cutting. It's alright, man. This is, you need this. And as you saw, there was a little gap there. All that's easy to fill in, man. I mean, it's not a big deal. This isn't like, you know, some golden demon thing. This is a wargaming thing and semi-posed model. So think of it like you're, well, I don't know if any of you guys have horses like I do. Think of it like you're trimming the horse's hooves. And that's essentially what you're doing here. No. And if you're worried about losing any height, you're not actually. Because if you remember, this thing is more of a squatting pose anyway, and we're not doing that. Now we're going to just make sure we're relatively flush and flat across here. Really do too much on this one because it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal, but I'm going to trim it down just because. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and clean this one up and put it on the leg. Okay, 1 second. As you guys know, I'm not the best with social media for the channel. And so, again, I really appreciate all of you that are here. Let's see here.
Dat. Tourist.
Yes, I am. Come on in if you want. All right. So, garbage. All right. For those of you that don't know, God, I hope this is the one I picked up. I think it is. Yep. Alright, because I didn't clean this one up. Yep, we're good. When you take a look at this, and they kind of highlight it in the, in the instructions, but it's easy to miss, I guess. You're looking for a specific hole. And if you notice, it's got four little four little quarter circles versus all these rough ones here. All right, that one right there is going to go to the small one, right? Which is really the bigger hole. I wanted to say bigger, but I mean it's like, the way you see it in the camera doesn't necessarily mean the way it is. So if you see the back doesn't fit here or any of the others, but it does fit in the back where it goes. So again, this one right here, now what we're gonna do before we put this on, we're gonna cut off a foot. And the reason we're doing this is to make sure that we get everything lined up correctly. Alright, and then we also need, let's see here, 53 and 54. These two pistons. Now these two pistons we're gonna have, wait, this one or the other one? I think it's the other leg. We're gonna have some, I don't want to say issues, but we're gonna have to bridge some gaps. That may seem like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. You can. It's not that hard. I figured it all out on my own anyway. So if I can do it, you can do it. All right. So clean this up real quick. And that's really the longest part of this whole thing is cleaning up. Well, that and the green stuff, which to be honest with you will that'll probably be a little bit of a long process. And since I don't have any here because I took it downstairs, that we probably will not be assembling or finishing that part up and actually mounting the top to the bottom chassis. Alright, so this does not matter however it goes. That's the most important thing to remember. So you can go ahead and glue these things however you need them. You just need to make sure that you pay attention to that one hole, your long hole here. So we'll go ahead and get that attached. Alright. As you can see, that's going to fit in there like so. And then we've got our long one, which the way they want it would be on the outside, and it fits in there like this. So that this thing would be leaning over. Okay, we don't really want that to happen. So this actually has to be cut so that this can be up straighter up. Alright, and then wherever the other one went, it's always helpful when pieces get lost. There it is. This one, if I remember correctly, I cut the piece off here and put it on here to make two long ones. Let me just check. Actually I didn't. Oh yes I did. Yes I did. That's exactly what I did right there. Okay. So this has to get cut first. And the only way we're going to figure that out is by lining this up and seeing how much we have to cut off. And that looks to be about, and I need this in the hole. That's the main portion. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. Make sure I'm straight. Okay, wasn't exactly straight with a cut, but nothing we can do about it right now. And again, as we say on this channel, we can fix everything. I'm as straight as I could get. It came out relatively straight on the ball joint. Okay, and then cut it off the smaller one up here. Of course that one's going to be a lot straighter. And we're going to cut off about from there to there. You know what? Since we already got this one here, take a look at that again. Alright. Right there. Alright. And then we will add that to this. Try to make it relatively straight. Actually, let's do the other side and then we'll shave off that side. let this sit for just a second. Keep that ball joint over there. Let's tidy this up. Sorry guys, went and got myself some orange juice. Alright. So this should be able to line up like it should. And it does, so that's great. So at least with knowing that's going to be there, that's good. We still got to glue this on and put a little bit more glue on here. I kind of sort of want to leave this in case I just don't have enough lift. So match that up there. And let that sit. Okay. Here's another doggo over here. Doggo. Alright, while we're waiting on that to dry, I want to observe what I did over on this side. I can't remember if I have to do the same. I don't think so. No, we're good. So we just have to do the straight up and down leg, because the other one you don't want to do that to it. And this was actually the very first one that I did. So all of the mistakes that I made are on that one. But unless you're really looking for them, you're not even going to notice. Alright, so what I want to see here. Oh my gosh, dog, do you have to drink that loud? We want to see if this is straight up and down. And does it fit straight up and down? And it does. So we are good to go. We got the measurement correct. So what I'm going to do now, with it standing like it is, we are going to glue in place. Just a little bit. Boom. Alright. Now we're going to do the other side. Now, it doesn't have to fit completely in the hole. You're not going to see that anyway. Alright? Like if you take a look at this, it's not actually, you know, all the way down to the base. But you can tell that it's in there, so that's all that matters. Add a little bit more glue right there. We got everything glued up here. Add a little bit more glue on these pieces. And here we have it, a leg that's virtually straight up and down. And all done. So, now we're going to get to work on this bad boy. What we're going to do, hopefully this will go faster because we don't need to do any cutting that I'm aware of. Let's get the other foot. We also have a video on an Imperial Knight fighting a Wraith Knight, if you would like to look that up. It's very modular, still has a little bit of stuff to do to it. As far as the explosion stuff, but it's a very modular piece so that it can be a display piece as well as able to be used on the battlefield. Will it be used in the battlefield? I can't tell you that, because I know me, I probably just like seeing it as it is. Add a glue, we're out of glue. Okay. Okay. And we need the other two. Where are they? Here we go. 58 and 57. Okay. So something. Let me see here. So this is basically how this is going to go. I'm trying to remember if I cut this off. I think I did. I did. Okay. So I could get a little extra room. It's not anything that you need. Nothing goes to it. And whatever happens, it won't be missed. Yeah, there we go. Also trying to think here. I feel like I did something else to this leg. I did. Or did I? Let's see here. I'm trying to remember what the hell I did here.
Bitch.
Huh. What's going on?
I saw you on, but I couldn't say hi.
Well, I appreciate it. Let's see.
You don't know how to build no model.
You're right, I don't. Not anymore. What's weird?
Pretty good though.
What's that?
That does look pretty good though.
Well, what's weird to me is I'm trying to remember all the things that I did, and as I'm looking at this, specifically this one, they've got, let's see, they've got the long one in the front, which is not something I have any control over. But the short one's in the back on this one. That's so weird. The piston, I mean, sorry.
I was gonna say long and short what?
Yeah. No, these pistons right here.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could be just the difference between the kits over time. I don't know. Oh, I know what I'm looking at. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm looking at this one that I cut when I should be looking at this one. Well, I say I cut it. I don't think I did cut it. Alright, so let's see. That makes sense. So basically we want this ball joint to come down like this, and then this is going to be up on top of a rock. And I feel like, what's that?
A rock or something.
Yeah, I feel like, well, this is the point where I gotta grab the cork at a minimum to start putting it up. So I actually probably need to build the pelvis before I do this, but at least we got the cork right here.
Oh, I'm about halfway through the book, by the way.
And
I would say that it is up there with Hell's Reach is probably one of the best single 40k novels I've read. And they really should have stayed with this type of Space Marine.
What's the last thing you read, or where are you at?
Oh, the one guy, the one apothecary. He had just walked into the clinic and shot the last surviving member of his squad.
That's where you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
And literally, he's in jail, and the main character is going, bro, what the fuck, man?
Right.
But again, I really think they should. You're right. What you said was correct. Absolutely correct. They should have stuck with this instead of this kind of wishy-washy hand wringing. Sort of you see later on.
Right.
It's this kind of cold, but they're going to seem cold, focused shit killing machines.
Yep. Well, it's only going to get better from here. I just don't want to spoil it for you.
I mean, I'm trying not to read ahead, and I'm trying to make up my mind, but I'm thinking, bruh, somebody's demon possessed. I'll just leave it at that. Somebody's demon possessed.
Now imagine being well, I wouldn't say new to the lore per se, but that's what I get for watching what's his face from Tropic Thunder. Kept saying per se. Now, I never served in the military per se. But imagine reading that book and not knowing anything.
Yeah, I don't know that it would be the worst. The worst introduction, though.
No.
The only downside I see is if you did read it, per se. And it was, then you went to read something newer, you'd be like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this?
Exactly.
Why are these guys, like, wringing their hands and second-guessing themselves and, talking back?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It just, the discipline isn't there, the stoicism is not there. It's like everybody forgot what they established, as lore. I mean...
Well, they were probably told to, crazy stuff, humanize them.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be. I mean, make the guard human. If you're gonna make somebody or something human, look at the guard then.
Well, it's like, dude, some of the books that I have, the older stuff, like Grey Knights and stuff like that, that reach into, the actual realm of chaos, dude, they are grim. The stuff they got now, not so much.
What was the book that? One of the Space Marine battle books. It was the one where they end up on the ship with the AI.
Oh, yeah, I think I recommended that to you. It's
Yeah, and what's his name? Metroid also did.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of that one.
He said that shit.
Oh yeah. I can't remember. I think it's a short story though.
Gildar Rift.
What?
Gildar Rift.
Maybe.
But yeah, Gildar Rift, Legion of the Damned, which was on my list. Wrath of Iron, Death of Death of Integrity.
Oh, Death of Integrity is badass. That is one of the best Space Hulk novels you will ever read. You did read it?
I did not, unfortunately.
I think Gav Thorpe is the one who did the actual Space Hulk novel that went with the 3rd edition box set, but it's nowhere near as good.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people have problems with Guy Haley, but
Really?
he knows how to write. I'm not going to fault that. The boy knows how to write.
What's the issue? I don't know the issue.
I think some people like dispute his politics or something. You know, the usual issue.
No.
I don't really care as long as they keep things consistent.
Right.
And on track. And I don't give a shit who you sleep with, what your politics is, who you like or dislike. Just, leave our world alone. As we are still fighting on Twitter,
Oh man.
guys, we don't care, and that's what cracks me up when they're like, can't you just consider it? No, I cannot just consider it. I refuse to just consider.
It'd be different if you were here for any other reason than ideological reasons, but you're not.
That's just it, and that's why I was asked them. Then give me a reason that is not ideological driven to include FSM. Well, can't you just do it? No, I'm sorry, no. Just because is not a fucking excuse to do anything in life.
Right.
So, because to change one of the most pivotal points, well, it's just fluff. Well, that's appeal to triviality. If it's just fluff, then why do you care?
Well, it's like this idiot I was arguing with on Twitter that Dan thinks is reasonable, or did think it was reasonable. I don't know what he thinks now.
I don't think he's not as reasonable as.
Well, he may not have let the mask slip like he has here recently. When Dan was around, so can't fault Dan. But I mean, I literally, I had things to do. Came back and saw that he was still running his mouth, and he was, he said something to the effect of. Hold on, I'll read it to you. He said, I'm not saying you can't be dedicated to the media, you obviously can. It's just you are a 40k lore fan, not a 40k fan, A true, a true fan would be both the lore and for the hobby, not just one. And I said, so by your logic, you're not a quote true fan if we were to do something immature like measure your amount of models or hobby as you put it into mine. But again, that would be stupid. That is what you're saying here. This is not how the hobby's supposed to work. His comeback was, oh, hey, Crayon Eater, you managed to find your way here. And I said, why don't you go over to Warhammer where you clearly belong, you elitist pig, or better yet, tourist. He's like, sure, Mr. Tough Guy, I'm totally woke 100% and totally don't hate bits. And I said, I don't care, or I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you didn't say anything about bits.
Yeah, you're acting just like them, and you think you have the high ground to demand what someone should do in this hobby to be counted as a fan or among us. You're just a piece of shit, like the rest of them with this take. And he says, okay, buddy, you clearly haven't had dinner yet. And he puts some crayons, says, here my treat.
Yeah, and see, that's all they have at this point.
And then somebody said, Termy, I don't know who this person is, Conservative Maryland, says, is a fake name troll account by a teenager who has never played. Huh.
That's quite possible.
But yeah. I mean.
But, but to try to do that appeal too, if you were a true fan, you would throw everything out the door to make a small group of people happy.
Well, why would you even remotely think that it's a bad thing? How can you fault anyone for not having the money to play this hobby? I mean, my gosh, this thing is it's a literal luxury, dude. It's not what it used to be.
Well, that's why I did the post I did. To me, it's not about money. It's about what I find interesting in the game.
Sure.
Or the lore. If I did do figures, to me, when I measured out, when I sat and did a cost analysis, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to buy storage space. I'm going to have to buy all the crafting materials. I'm going to have to buy the minis. I'm going to have to do all this stuff. And what am I getting from it?
God.
You know?
Yeah.
What am I getting from it? do I want display that bad? I guess if I want display that bad, and even when I went over it with my wife, and I showed her, like, for example, the McFarlane figures, she goes, well, wouldn't that make more sense?
If you're just doing display? Heck yeah.
And that's what I said, well, okay, yeah, that's you know, see, that's why I married you. You're smarter. And she said, well, then just, why don't you focus on doing that? Okay, then.
I mean, you could literally paint one of those.
Well, right.
Even if you only got the colored one, you could turn around, prime it, and repaint it.
Right. And that's, that's, I'm like, okay. So, you know, I'm going to go, maybe I'll go that route if I'm just looking for display. And, you know, they're a little larger and they're articulated. So
they're a lot larger.
Yeah, they're a lot larger.
Bro,
so
hold on, let me show you. So you see this Imperial Knight, right, in my hand?
Right.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can make some room here. And that we can see everything. And that's with his back leg almost, you know, standing up as straight as he can. Here is the McFarlane model, or toy.
Oh, yeah, okay, absolutely. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you sold me. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go the McFarlane route.
And the Joy Toy one is smaller.
Yeah, it's like 5.5, I think. Those are 7 or 8.
These are 7.5, yeah. Or 7.
Yeah. So if I'm just looking to purely enjoy seeing the figures, then yeah, that's probably going to be more my speed, and that's fine too.
Yep.
So, but I find it very interesting that the Warhammer group has started being gatekeepers and being real dicks about it.
Oh yeah. Well, that was my whole. I mean, I didn't bring out that word. You know, I wanted to, but I didn't bring out that word. But that's exactly what that guy was doing from a financial standpoint, and I think Frostfire said that to him.
Well, yeah, and attacking Frostfire, and it's like, I'm sorry, I thought you were an ally. I thought you guys were.
Well, this guy says, whoever this guy says, and all of your tweets are now responded to with a note so others know that you are a sock using troll account. Time for you to load up a new one, and you are blocked so you can't respond, so all of your tweets are F.
He's saying this to you?
No. That was somebody else. I guess that knows who this guy is. Dan doesn't really know this guy, I don't think, because he was like, "Oh, he seems pretty reasonable."
Yeah.
No, it's probably how he got in here.
Dan tries to be the, the guy that sees the center of the road.
Well, I'm gonna have to drop a J-Dam on that thing.
Put one of those ogre grenades
Like,
on it.
make him watch as I burn it.
And for those listening maybe later, Frostfire Flame is trans. And this guy was immediately turned on Frostfire like a fucking rabid bulldog.
Yeah.
Because Frostfire wouldn't play the game the way he wanted it to play. He wouldn't basically, or Frostfire wouldn't just give in, I guess you could say, to this guy's point of view. So, as we know, they often get turned on if they don't toe the line.
Was it a week or two ago that they said they let slip that they were gonna start coming after everybody?
I think so, yeah. Bitch, please.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, if this guy's a sock puppet, which kind of makes sense.
Sure.
I mean, unless he's just really a moron.
That could be too.
Well, he was talking about how he served in the Mexican army and all this kind of stuff. And
oh God, yeah, I saw that part.
Yeah.
I actually thought he was joking.
well, I don't know. I mean,
I know it's shitty of me to say.
He sure as shit wasn't a combat guy.
Well, I don't think Mexico's been deployed to combat. I mean, other than the cartels.
Right. Well, and that was his whole thing. What am I supposed to do? My country's run by cartels or by my government's corrupt and run by narcos. And I'm like, well, I mean,
not my problem, man.
I mean, you could literally, you know, get together with a bunch of people and stand up and fight.
That's kind of how we came about.
That's what I said to him. He's like, oh, the only reason you guys, you know, were able to do that is because the French intervened. And I'm like, you really think that's why that was the only reason we won? You need to stop believing Hollywood.
That was quite a while after it started.
Yeah. It's just, there's, I don't know, these people are dumb. They're just dumb.
They are.
So here comes kind of the moment of truth for everybody. As you can see, this will not, we will not have it actually together like this. It'll be apart, and that's how it'll get glued. And then we will fill all this in with the green stuff to give it that, you know, that boot look. So the goal here now is to make sure we get this portion correct, and we don't want it to be straight. It needs to be tilted back slightly, because if you don't, then the knight is almost looking at the ground by the time you're done. So you need it back just a hair. That said, this guy, when he's up on the shelf, doesn't look right to me, but I think a big part of it is that particular face mask. I don't really like it. Oh, I forgot to put glue right here. So you'll need to eyeball this basically. We'll just let that sit, and then once it's ready, then we'll have where we need to be with this piece. But in the meantime of that, we need to break off some cork.
Right back.
Yep.
What's
Break off some cork. And can get a little messy, and if you'll notice, we're doing it this way, not this way. The reason for that is I don't like it this way, and it doesn't really matter. I like it as you see. And usually when you break it off, it breaks off. I don't know why, but it breaks off thinner or shaves off underneath, if you will. So if you turn it back around and you've planned for that, then you'll be good to go. And in this case, since we're going the opposite direction, and this will sit up here like so. Whoa, easy killer. And don't worry about it hanging over the edge of stuff. I like that, at least. You know, I mean, some people I guess maybe don't, but that's okay. Or each to their own. And I'm trying to give it a little bit of a different look. Now I will say, if you don't like how this works, or you decide you want a different base, the great thing about these cork things are, even with all the glue that's on there, you can peel this knight right off, no problem. You can cut all this off your base, no problem. But I am realizing that I am probably going to need more cork, because I don't think I have enough downstairs. I mean, for the other knights. So it's probably a good thing that we, you know, kind of took it a little bit at a time here. Oh, we need 3. That's right. 3 pieces. I don't really have fingernails, so this kind of sucks a little bit, but it's not too bad. Okay, so you guys see what we're going for here. It might be too tall though. Looks like it. Not sure what happened there. Might just be the position of the leg. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to get this glued into place how I want it. Nice and even. And you don't have to worry about this piece right here that you can see where we cut it and all that, because that's all going to be covered up by the knee guard. But I do want this all the way down, okay? So
Covered up by the what?
the knee guard or knee pad that's on here.
Well, I don't know about you, but all I know is the Warhammer world seems to be in a bit of a panic recently.
Good.
They seem to be like totally unhinged. I mean, more so than usual.
What's giving you that idea?
Just, I don't know. I mean, they have gotten so much more sock puppet accounts coming out of the woodwork.
Maybe it's just because they figured out how to do it.
Maybe, but they just seem more rage. You know what I mean? More than usual.
Right.
Willing to attack almost anybody at this point. I mean, that one guy, Thor Odinson. He put back. He said 30 years in the hobby, and I haven't encountered all of this anger and racism.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Out there. And you know, like, you don't know what you're talking about. He goes, I'm Latino. He goes, I'm like brown Latino. I don't know I don't have these problems. Maybe the problem is you and not the hobby. And man, they tore into him. He's still 2 days later dealing with that fallout.
Can't leave the plantation, dude.
No, you can't. And it's quite apparent that they do not, you know, have any dissent. And like I said, they've been doing all this. You know, well, let's find out who the leaders of the Legion are. The leaders. If there's ever a group that doesn't have any level of leadership, it's that much.
I don't even know who they all are. I mean, I know you said Marshall was part of them.
Yeah, Lord Metal Man, some others. As a matter of fact, I mean, nothing against the guys, but the chaos that is that group is part of why I don't spend much time there.
Right.
Because I just cannot stand that kind of level of just off the chain crazy.
They're young people, I guess, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want, you know, military discipline, but it's like, man, just, if somebody's talking, don't start screaming your autism out in the room.
Respect their time, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'll respect theirs, but it's just, but the one thing that they are united on is that the lore is important and the lore matters and the hobby matters. And literally, they don't care who you are, what you are, trans, straight, gay, whatever, as long as you just respect the hobby.
Right.
For what it is. The rest, nobody really gives a shit. I mean, there's bi people, there's trans people, there's gay people, straight people. I know at least 2 members that are black.
One more day in 20 hours.
What's that?
Slim and Dan think I'm going to get all this done in a day and a half. That ain't happening.
Yeah, you will.
15 of these? No.
I believe in you.
Yeah, that's what they said too.
Not to interrupt, but you're talking about the Legion.
Yeah. Well, you know, you've been around them longer than I have, Slim. There's no organization to that shit. shitstorm.
There really isn't, aside from looking to maybe middleman to a little bit of guidance. But
And even
you're
then,
not even controlling that shit.
That's why somebody said about the leadership, and I said, dude, literally this meme is the Legion, and I put the unorganized grabastic pieces of amphibian shit. I said, this is the Legion. This is them right here. This is their entire, this could literally be their motto.
What does that say? 1,000 monkeys and typewriters? Well, the monkeys are all autistic kids, and there's no typewriters. They're screaming.
Yeah, it's just them trying to draw on the walls with shit.
Did you say
Are they
draw on the
still-
walls with shit?
Yeah, instead of 1,000 monkeys with typewriters, it's 1,000 autists trying to draw on the walls with shit.
Two of them are trying to constantly kill each other.
Yeah, I mean,
Totally.
there's literally two people in there that bicker so bitchy they might as well be married.
Huh. By the way, we're
Damn,
streaming,
deep
Slim.
Oh, oops.
No, you're fine. I'm just letting you know for you. Dude, we've already crossed the whole threshold of everything with knitters and diggers and whatever else is out there. Oh boy, who's that?
Oh shit.
Oh shit, we've said his name and he
Dan?
appeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Is it big is what we're talking about?
We're talking about, well, we're streaming first of all, so just remember.
Yeah, talking about your mom.
No, you don't have to watch your mouth, but
There goes all them dollars.
yeah, oh yeah, because that's what I make on this stupid channel.
Big money grip.
Hey,
Oh, we're all in it.
I am up to 216 subscribers. That's hilarious after
Hell yeah.
2 years.
He
Damn,
thought
Mom.
he was gonna get the wombat kind of deal with minis.
What?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, till I stepped in.
Yeah, they fucked it all up, Aaron.
You fuck shit balls, bitch.
So you're
I'm just laughing at the low camera side when they keep talking about they're going to find out the leadership of the Legion. Like,
It's me.
what? Yeah, you have all the Warhammers.
Yeah.
which
I
pot?
am big boss.
Yeah, but I'm the one that scored 100 in both the Chud and the what was it, the Chad and the Chud. I scored 100 on both. I do have no idea. I answer the questions honestly. So
I get like a fuck ton of chud. I'm like, I can't tell if this is an insult or not.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
you got a lot of trad life, didn't you? You got a,
Honestly, I can't even remember. All I know is a good portion of questions I was ambivalent on. So like, wow, this is starting to kind of look disappointing.
that's why you didn't do better. You were good.
So Dan, apparently the guy that you said seemed okay.
Yeah.
Apparently somebody else knows who he is and said he's a sock puppet account.
Yeah. I've known him for a while. Maybe he is.
Well, I don't know if you saw what I posted there, but what he said to the other person, that right there, dude, that's fucking elitism from hell.
Let's see.
I'm all fucking retarded right now with my model here, trying to get my angle correct.
Yeah, what if they are? What if they are in conflict?
I don't know. I just see allies fighting over something that was a miscommunication.
Oh no, because as I just tried to stick to the subject, he just kept rolling with the whole crayon eater and all the other nonsense. Because I said to him, there was somebody else that jumped in there too. I don't know who this person is, but Supremely OK Takes. He said, well, that's what he said to that guy, and I said, so by your logic, you're not a true fan. And if we were to do something immature, like measure your amount of models or hobby as you put it to mine, but again, that would be stupid. This is what you're saying here. This is not how the hobby's supposed to work. And he just goes, oh, hey, Crayon Eater, you managed to find your way here.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. And I'm telling you, man. I don't know.
I think it's people.
Tired being tired.
It's like, is this really worth it? You know, is this really worth all the bullshit that people have to? Again, can't we have arguments over important shit? Like, you know, why Rogo Dorn's the best Primarch and why everybody else is wrong?
I'll kill you.
How dare you?
Exactly. This is the fights we should be having.
Fuck that guy. Okay, so, yeah.
I mean, just for his colossal chain blade.
Oh my god.
Well, I can't wait till I can say who would win between Sanguinius and Fulgrim. Who would take the sword first?
I will be right back. I gotta go check another one of these that's done the other way because I'm having an issue here. Trying to figure out how I want this leg to be.
Grab that. He's gonna have a hard time fighting anybody.
Yeah. Broke neck and all.
Shit all broken shit. Watching a British soap opera there?
Yeah, I heard that too. Like, oh. He's been pretending this entire time.
He's a Brit! He's a tea snarfing, biscuit eating Brit. I knew that accent sounded fake.
I know, right?
I will be back in about 3 minutes.
Alright. Question 5.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. You know, so far in the audio book in the Horus Heresy series I'm on, I kind of like the way the loyalist world eaters are portrayed.
Well, I'm just getting ready to start Fulgrim, so I'd say you're ahead of me.
Oh, you're not even done with Fulgrim yet? Oh.
No, I just finished. I haven't been driving around as much, so I just finished Eisenstein.
Oh man, I bet that does wonders for your blood pressure.
Well, I also stopped listening because I wanted to listen to Our Martyred Lady, which I would highly recommend that book.
Oh yeah, I'm slowly working my way up there.
It's set in the modern day, so you know it's going to be kind of a big departure from the heresy books.
Mm-hmm.
But it asks a lot of really awkward. It has you thinking about a lot of really awkward things in the lore, and you're like,
Stop making me feel things.
Well, it's just there's a lot of division in the Imperium.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
And, you know, Guilliman coming back was not high on everybody's list of shit they could be happy about.
Yeah, I imagine there were some that were looking for a little bit of PowerPoints, and having a Primarch back kind of fucks that up.
Well, yeah, one of the first things he did when he came back and after they freed Terra from the demonic invasion was he took one look at the Lords of Terra and said, some of y'all got to go. But I said, some of y'all got to go. It wasn't a question.
Exactly.
I
So
see.
he replaced about half of them, and then like the ecclesiarchy, the ministerium, both were looking around, going, "You know, he doesn't believe in us, right? Yeah, he doesn't believe in us." So then suddenly they're like, "Well, we need our army back." What? Yeah, we need the army of the ecclesiarchy back. Well, you got the Sisters of Battle. Well, they're not enough. They're not enough. The Sisters of Battle are not enough. Well, what do you want? Well, we want to arm basically 1 billion crazed fucking pilgrims. Why? To fight in the war. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, fight the wars. Yeah, that's the ticket. And they want to basically try to do this while Guilliman's away from Terra on the crusade. And it's like, I don't think it's going to go very well, guys.
Yeah, imagine that's going to go like about as well as a lead balloon.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to go over about like a fart in a confessional. It's not going to go well. So, yeah, that's gearing up. You know, where do the other factions come down? Where does the Inquisition come down? Where do the Sisters come down? The Sisters of Silence come down? Where do the Custodes come down? Because they have a place in all this too. And remember, the Custodes they're not part of the cult of Terra.
Right.
They don't go in for the whole Holy Emperor shit.
They know what he is.
Well, then it brings the question, well, what is he? Because miracles are a thing. What's powering the miracles? And Badger had an interesting theory on that. You know, what powers those miracles? Yeah. So, and then, you know, I'm like,
a goblin.
What's that?
He's secretly a goblin.
Nope.
It's, yeah.
Now, I'm saying that as a joke.
Yeah, but it's like, holy shit. Well, okay, now you got me thinking about that. And I'm like, well, thanks for fucking my head up on that.
It might be the most controversial take ever.
It could very well be, and it's gonna piss off a lot of fucking Imperial.
You're a terrorist.
You're a monster.
Want to know what it is, Slim?
What's that?
I think the miracles are happening not because of the faith in the Emperor, but because Tzeentch is letting it happen.
Would that be a kick in the dick?
Right.
Oh yeah.
So, and then that got me thinking. I'm like, motherfucker. Well, now what?
I'm sure somebody will be like, oh, that's bullshit. Not
well,
possible.
but it's like, but you can't call anything bullshit at this stage.
You cannot definitively say I'm wrong.
No.
I mean, Games Workshop could say, no, that's not what we mean. But that doesn't mean anything.
But it would literally be, they would have to, like, put it on paper. And even then, that would be shit, as we know.
Who knows? Maybe Tzeentch keeps it going because he knows if all this shit falls apart and humans lose, he's not in a good standing to keep or a good position to keep the game as it going.
Yeah, the great game, yeah.
And at least until he gets into a better position to win.
Well, I mean, just think about it. I mean, if the Emperor doesn't have this ability to do these things, you know, we can call it faith, we can call it whatever you want, but Tzeentch is lining all this up through giving the sisters what they believe is power from the Emperor. I mean, just imagine, dude. And every time, you know, they have a living saint, or every time they use a miracle or have a miracle, it draws them closer and closer to him, similar to the Eldar with Slanesh. And Tzeentch, being, in my opinion, the smarter of all of them, already knows, and I'm sure the other two know as well, but probably already knows that essentially, and I don't know if you guys have ever thought about this, that everything that those guys do, those four do, they, three do, it feeds into Slanesh, making Slanesh more powerful. Because, I mean, everything that they do is in excess. Nurgle's in excess with all his crap. Freaking Khorne's in excess with the killing. You know, Tzeentch is also in excess, you know, with everything he does. Maybe he thinks that this is helping him. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's all spitball until we hear something.
We won't hear anything on that. They'll just ride this Emperor train. I think they have to.
Going down the rails like an Emperor train.
Right.
Be stuck on there, can't move.
I'm telling you right now, if they came out with that's what was going on, oh my God, all hell would break. It'd be worse than this mother, you know, of the Primarchs.
Oh, the Erda shit, yeah. That's so boring. I mean, that is forced. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit how much lore dump they try to do.
Well, I don't recall. I mean,
fuck.
Call me a tourist, but I don't recall ever hearing anything about this chick through my entire, you know, since '98 in this hobby. Nothing about a mother of Primarchs or whatever. Never, not once. So I don't know, but.
Well, I like the theory about we can blame everything on her now. It's like, oh, didn't see that coming, did you?
Blame the Womans.
Blame them women.
I mean, it's true.
Fucking boat anchor of a cat.
They did it. I mean, they did it, right?
Yeah.
They put everybody in this position. So I figured out
what did you do with the kids? Eat.
I figured out what I did wrong, but I can't go back and fix it on this guy yet. Or probably just can't.
I threw your brats out the window.
That sounds like my ex-wife.
Sorry.
With that whole thing I told you. No, you're fine.
Yeah.
I guess it's not an original thought amongst women, huh?
I guess it's not.
Some kind of revenge thing. What's that?
I was going to mention, at least it's...
You don't mention shit!
At least it's not Lorena Bobbitt.
You don't interrupt Gator when he's talking.
You guys know who Lorena Bobbitt is, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Hey, you know what Lorena Bobbitt said to Jeffrey Dahmer, or Jeffrey Dahmer said to Lorena Bobbitt?
What's that?
You gonna eat that? When we gross Slim out, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
What? They don't want to hear you purr. Right? They're not impressed. They're not impressed that you purr. They have cats. Their cats purr.
My fucking cat climbed up on Steph's Xbox last night and turned on the Xbox because it's a touch sensor.
Says, I want to play, motherfuckers.
She turned it on so she could sit on the top vent and the heat would blow on her.
Cats are not stupid, man.
Oh no.
Cats are not stupid animals.
She turned it on, I went over there, turned it off, and I put something in front of the sensor. She knocked it over and turned the sensor back on. I was like, you little fuck.
She looked at you and says, I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Pretty much.
I mean, this one, the big cat, he still tries to get up on top of my CPU, on top of my table, my desktop computer. And it's kind of I really need to fix this, kind of a rickety table. But, I mean, he's up there just soaking up all of the heat, because it's actually cold Well, it's cold for Florida. I should preface that. It's in the 50s. So all I hear is bitching. It's cold. It's cold. It's me and the one other cat's the only one that are like, this weather feels pretty good.
Yeah, right. It's like I'm not dying. I'm not feeling like I'm in fire without the fire.
Oh, it's nice to go outside and you're not just drenched in sweat 5 seconds out.
It's been pretty cold the last several days. Well, actually, not last several days because of the rain.
Because of what?
The rain.
Low rain? Who the hell low rain?
The rain warning.
So apparently, some stupid thing came on my YouTube talking about how in Call of Duty, Nicki Minaj and other people are in Call of Duty now.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
You can play as them.
Why?
I don't know.
It's that same ideology behind Fortnite, buying all the skins. It's really fucking stupid.
But why her? I mean,
Oh,
I mean, if I could be like George Patton,
probably
or
because of the
something
boobs.
like that, you know?
It's probably because of the boobs.
No, she ain't even got boobs. She don't even look good. She looks fucking repulsive.
Well,
It's just, I mean, when I asked my grandson, I said, "You still play Fortnite?" He goes, "It's kind of childish, Grandpa."
you think?
Little man's already tired of that shit.
Whatever happened to that weirdo with the blue hair?
Well, you're gonna have to narrow it down.
Yeah, I know. He was like some famous Fortnite player, and he tried to do something at the, I think it might have been a New Year's Eve thing, trying to dance or something, and nobody was having it.
Oh, I have no idea. Sorry.
The only thing I can think of, or only person I can think of, would be Ninja.
That's the
Something
guy.
like that.
Yep, that's the guy.
He was trying to dance.
It was, yeah, I don't even know what the dance was, but he was trying, it was raining on everyone, and he was trying to get them all to dance. And
Come on, man! I'm getting paid for this.
yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, whatever happened to that weirdo?
I think he tried to sign a deal, or no, he signed a deal with some Twitch competitor, and that kind of fell through. And I'm pretty sure Twitch either banned him or kicked him to the curb after, after that.
Well, hope he saved his money.
It was worth it.
I mean, I've never heard. I mean, he used to be like all. I couldn't do anything online without hearing this idiot's name or whatever. Now I don't hear anything. It's been years actually.
Literally, most of them I don't. I mean, literally, to really sound like a fucking boomer, the only one I know is PewDiePie.
Yeah.
He's the only one that got the fuck out.
What do you mean?
Apparently, he's all but pretty much done with streaming.
Really?
He moved to Japan, married a pretty like Norwegian girl, and is having a family. I'm like, good for you, bro.
He is actually back,
Is
but yeah, he's just doing it kind of like he's just starting back up again.
It's like he doesn't give a shit because he doesn't have to.
Yeah, pretty much he said, man, fucking algorithms all fucked up.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's like and I, this will draw plenty of rage, but he's like the most normal one I can see on the whole thing.
What was the whole thing where he supposedly got in trouble for saying something?
He dropped the N-bomb.
He
Yeah,
was
but-
getting trolled, wasn't he?
Yeah. Somebody was stream sniping him.
But was it like in a racist context or just said it?
It was like literally like calling instead of fucker or bastard.
Uh,
We called him that.
You know how Forge Father Cyrus was referring to that one dude you guys were calling a tard smasher candidate?
Oh yeah.
He pretty much said it like that.
Yeah.
Not in a racist context, but,
You're going into the tard squisher.
yeah.
That dude was getting mad between the retard shaver and the dart squisher.
Retard shaver.
Yeah, that was Badger, man.
I said, here's your ticket, go home.
And then I said, okay, into the retard squisher for you. And he's like, yeah, I'd like to see you try it. I'm like, calm down, Porkins.
Put
Yeah.
a train in there, you'll walk in yourself.
I said, calm down, Porkins. Ain't nobody buying what you are. Yeah, well, my picture's on my profile. Yeah, I wouldn't brag about that.
Yeah.
That's where Porkins came from, weirdo.
It looks like, your ass looks like 300 pounds of chewed bubble gum.
I think my kids got me sick.
It's that time of year.
Yep. Meanwhile, the media's like, COVID is on the rise.
Whee! Wonder how bad COVID will be on the rise about September.
Oh, right.
Papa Nurgle has his grasp on Badger right now.
No, he's just giving me miracles. He heard what I said, and he's rolling with that.
Probably wouldn't, accept miracles from him.
See, but they wouldn't know. That's just it. I mean, like I said, for example, Celestine stepped out of a ship in the warp through the Geller field and was basically exposed to the raw warp, and nothing happened.
See?
She channeled the Astronomicon.
I'm telling you.
See, now I'm thinking about that going. First, I was like, "Yeah, man, the Emperor's really kicking."
I'm telling you right now, if my little BS lore thing comes to pass,
yeah, we'll never hear the end of it.
I'm God. I am the Emperor. I am the Emperor.
You underlaw.
Let's see. Okay, so we got that going at least. Alright, where's that other piece that I need? Here it is. And I'm pretty sure I need to take that off to be able to position it. But I'm going to wait. Yeah, that right there is probably the hardest part. And I mean, it's not something you have to do. Obviously, I just can't stand the way that GW has them stand. I mean, look at this. This is how stupid it is. This is all you get. That's your stance for every night. How stupid is that? But then you got my guy over here heroically posing. Heroically.
Heretically
And heroically. Herero. He's Herero. He's a hero. Where is the... Okay. What?
Don't do that. Don't even fucking do that. God, I don't know why that annoys me so much. It just does.
What happened?
Yes.
Fucking ooh shit.
What's that?
No, you gotta say it right.
I'm not saying it right. I'm not saying it at all, motherfucker.
What's
No,
you?
you
What's
said-
ooh?
Oh god, now we got how many clips that Badger going ooh.
I don't know what it is. What is it?
Oh, God.
Weed shit.
It sounds like a femboy weeb thing.
And if there's one thing Badger is, it's a femboy.
Or furry.
Furry femboy.
Oh yeah. Okay. Noted.
I
Noted.
guess the candidate would be what? Atlas.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Atlas is a femboy that wears cat ears. What, baby? What?
Oh, in Twitter
Yeah.
or X,
Yeah.
whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. Okay.
And he finishes like almost every sentence with that. So.
Very emotive.
But we love him anyway.
Yeah. not crazy.
Real
He likes to get up on my chest, and it's like, shit, it's like your dog crawling up on your chest.
Can't breathe.
Can't breathe. Fart. Oh.
Then he farts.
Thankfully, these two don't do that. We feed them some pretty good food, so we don't get too many cat farts. And even cat farts can't compete with dog farts. So.
I don't know, that fucking cat we got.
Yeah, but you got a weird ass cat. You're a fucking mutant cat.
Yeah, probably
Fucking psychopath.
I think that cat was also eating insulation.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So what you're saying is that cat is out to kill you.
I would not be surprised.
So you're trying to tell me that cat has to take a trip to the retard switcher?
I mean, watching her sleep, yes. Because she will turn into like a limp noodle, and she will slowly slide off you and into the floor.
Well, this one drools. Like, if he starts, like, really getting relaxed and starts going to sleep, all of a sudden you'd be like, dude, you're drooling on me, man. You so much.
You're fucking drowning on me.
Fucking drowning me. Oh, but yeah, that was funny when Porkins got a fucking attitude. It's like, oh, dude, please. No, you're just embarrassing yourself.
There hasn't been a Black Space Marine since before 7th edition. Really?
Oh, it's like, dude, just stop.
Let me
And
help.
he still wouldn't concede it to you. Well, what are you talking about? I didn't say that. You just fucking did, you retard.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Cyrus would have fucked him up if he could have.
It's like, dude, you know, here's the receipts.
So I'm saying this. It's like they've been getting even crazier. If possible.
Well, I mean, you know what they need to just go ahead and say? They need to just go ahead and say that they believe that all of the founders of 40k were white supremacists. They need to just say that. That's what they want to say.
I think some of them have actually, they've implied that.
Mm-hmm.
It was just white supremacy.
They've already
I
implied
mean-
they don't know what they were talking about or what they were doing.
I mean, I honestly believe that's what they want to say. They want to just say it out loud and say 40k was built by white supremacists and that's why we're here to fix this. It's all white supremacy. It's no different than the Civil War.
None of it. Whitey McWhite people.
Oh man, I was watching Mark Dice. I don't know if you've ever seen him on YouTube.
I don't think so.
He's a conservative journalist, but not like, you know, with any major. He's a like a close friend to Alex Jones, but he doesn't act like Alex.
Oh, that's too bad.
He's like actually super smart. But he watched the Golden Globes, and the amount of, you know, anti-white stuff that they were saying. You know, there's too many white people being nominated. It's all white people being nominated. You know, shit like that. It was just like, wow, dude, really? You guys want to go there?
Yes, they do.
Apparently so. 70 and 68.
But if you said it in reverse, not that I would.
Oh, shit.
But just to point out that they're hypocrites.
Yeah. That's just it. Every time when you point that out, they just kind of look at you like, so?
Like, why would you say that?
Well, what are you going to do about it?
Nothing yet.
Yep, this world is upside down, gentlemen. Upside down.
Upside down.
That's an old song.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry about the voice.
Hey, welcome back.
No, we know you just got mad at me. And
I was gonna,
off.
yeah, I was gonna say, you think I was like, man, he got pissed.
Fucking pissed at Badger for having an opinion. How fucking dare he?
Yeah.
Actually,
No, listen, I'm gonna be honest, man. If the guy's fucking talking shit, then there's nothing I can say. The initial, like, friction was a really dumb fucking point and probably a misunderstanding between him and Frostfire, and people were fucking poking at him. He kept getting more aggressive.
I just read where, you know, it was like anytime anybody had a reason as to why they don't do something, it was, oh, you're poor, oh, you're crippled, or you're a quitter, or whatever, all that kind of shit.
Crippled.
And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck, dude? You know, I mean,
I'm gonna be honest, like, even Stephen Hawking came out of his mouth. A little stick coming out of his mouth.
Is that while he was
Or
watching?
after Epstein Island.
Was that after he was watching the midgets on the blackboard doing problems?
Oh my god, I hope that's not a fucking joke. It's gotta be a joke. There's
No, I want it to be real. I want it to be real.
what's that?
Oh, boy.
Stephen Hawking, there was a thing that came out, well, he was on Epstein Island, that's for real.
Right.
He went there several times. And then they had a fucking interview, a whole bunch of them. And I'm pretty certain it's fake, but this girl was like, yes, Stephen Hawking was there too. He liked to watch naked midgets try to solve math problems on the chalkboard that was too high up.
What?
It's like, the problem is it's like, okay, but what if it actually happened?
Dude, in the year 2000, that would have been fucking hilarious. But in the year 2024, I'm not sure.
Well, you notice nobody's surprised.
Yeah, not a single person like, yeah,
Not a single motherfucker is shocked.
because to be perfectly honest, like, as long as they were of age midgets trying to do math, like, it's perfectly fine. That's fucking hilarious. I watched that
Hey,
too.
they're the ones that took the job.
Right, right.
I mean, it's kind of like
They
that.
didn't have a choice. They fit in the sacks.
Well, it's like that video, right? Well, it's like that job. I mean, that video we saw where they were playing shuffleboard.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you guys fit in this box. Get in.
Or
What?
dwarf crossing.
Yeah.
Nobody crosses a dwarf.
That'll be a national sport. Mark my words.
At this rate,
Don't tell the elf.
we're going to circle all the way back around.
Dan,
Yep.
I know why you actually had to step away. You got another gift card mail.
No, so, I didn't wake up till like 1:30 this afternoon.
Dude, your wife was yelling at you.
My wife was fucking panicking because she's been trying to call me since noon. So she was freaking out. My phone's on vibrate. Didn't wake me up. Didn't wake my dogs up. So she sent my niece over to come fucking find out if I died in the middle of the night. And I'm like, what the fuck? Calm down. And she's like, no, I was panicking. So like, all right, I'll put my phone on loud, okay? And she called me. And, wanted to make sure I pick up this text. Send the fucking police at the house.
Wait, are you doing the quarterly check-ins?
Health and wellness.
Hey, I was gonna say health and wellness check-in.
Oh, Mr. Richardson, Tampa PD, open up. Are you alive? What the fuck are you doing here? Get out of my house.
He's standing there in his underwear. If he's even lucky to have underwear.
In his underwear with a sausage in one hand
Oh, he's got dogs.
and a
Light 'em up,
banjo
boys.
and a banjo in the other going, you know what you just interrupted?
I'm not sure I want to know.
Oh, hey guys, welcome. Y'all want to take a join in?
He's like, Mother Nature just pissed her pants.
It's like standing in line at Publix and you put a bottle of lube, box of condoms, and a fucking bag of cucumbers on the belt and then meet the eye of the cashier.
Not what it looks like.
Just kind of smile.
What's this for?
It might be what it looks like.
Revolution.
Exactly what
It's
it
for a revolution. What do you
This
mean?
Show
The
up at my
cucumbers
house
are
and
chow.
find out.
Then she looks. He goes, "Hey."
The condoms protect the muzzle of my gun.
Yeah, it's really,
Somebody literally told me that was an urban legend about the condoms over the end of your rifle, and I'm like, well, I said we fucking used them in Panama, so I'm not really sure what the fuck you're talking about.
my dad 100% did it.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Well,
Shit, you even use them in Korea. We put them over the end of like the 50 cal because you'd have it elevated.
Well, you don't want to get anyone pregnant. Like, there's enough of those.
Yeah, I mean, I think throws a pretty mean round. So.
Mean load.
oh
You
god,
don't want to take a load from that thing.
Jesus.
Nope, not in this conversation, Badger.
Clearly,
He checked out a long time ago.
clearly.
Like,
Dan's here.
we're
Nope,
gonna
I'm
let
out.
these boys go.
See, Dan and I are going to renew our discussion of the local ladies of the evening in Asian countries like we were.
We gotta ask Dan what his theory is on miracles of
Oh,
the sororitas, how they have them.
He's gonna be thinking of a different kind of miracle.
It's hard to say. It's definitely not warp. I think we've talked about this, haven't we?
well, it's not warp fuckery.
It's not warp fuckery because they've stood in front of things that should suppress that, and they're still capable. I think it's closer to whatever power the fucking orcs have.
But Badger has an interesting theory.
Oh yeah, go lay it on me. I think it's strength of will. It just alters reality.
But standing in the warp outside of a Geller field, redirecting the Astronomicon, that's a hell of a will. It's a hell of a focus of will.
You really have to fucking believe.
You gotta believe the shit out of something.
You really have to be believing this shit.
But yeah,
To believe.
I like Badger's theory. It's got me going.
Go ahead, tell him.
No, you tell him, man. It's your theory.
Somebody needs to fucking tell me.
All right. Oh shit. I'll tell you what the problem is, or what it is. It's Zinch.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, right. No, it's Zinch.
Suddenly Badger disconnects.
Listen,
Dad will be like,
I'll
tell me.
tell you what it is. Anyway, so about the stocks.
No, it's Zinch.
I mean, could be.
I'm
Fucking
telling you.
could be.
I'm telling you it is. I think Zinch is giving them powers that makes everybody think it's the Emperor's, gift or whatever, their miracles and stuff. But what's actually happening is every time this happens, it gives him more strength. And probably to be able to fend off Slanesh.
But are all the prayers to the Emperor also empowering Zinch?
I
Or
believe
is
so.
it-
I believe
Okay.
the Emperor isn't hearing a damn thing. That's what I
if
think.
The Emperor is Zinch.
I was going to say that, but I figured that would just defriend me at that time.
Fucking booting from his own Discord. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. That's just, something's granting them the powers that they have.
I mean,
And again, you look at Celestine, back from the dead 5 times. You got to fucking believe the living shit out of things.
well, the thing is, Dan's got a point with the whole orcs deal. The problem is the orcs have that because the old ones gave it to them.
Right, and they have to be in massive groups. Whereas, for
No,
example,
they don't. They can make shit work that has nothing to do with that.
But I don't think just if you had one orc on a planet, I don't think you could just make a gun work.
No, I think you could.
I think you can.
I thought it was all dependent on their strength, their numbers, and their belief.
Well, there's 2 schools of thought there. I think originally it's like they have a genetic instinct for basic machinery.
Right. But I'm talking about the crazy shit, like a weapon that works, and then when you pick it up after the battle, nobody else can make it work.
Well, you open it up and it's just fucking gobbledygook. It's just random shit glued together. This isn't a machine. This is trash.
Kind of like this model.
Well, I didn't want to say
You're
that,
still
but,
fucking fighting that thing, dude. You only got to do 14 more of them after this one.
Right, exactly.
It's about eating dicks.
And what was the time limit we gave you?
A day and
You got 18 hours left.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
You got this.
You got this. You need to
I tried to tell him I believed in him too, and he told me to go
If the Sisters of
kill
Battle
myself with a cheese grater.
resurrect themselves to belief, then you can paint 15 fucking models.
There's only one way that I might get that done.
Bolivian marching powder?
No.
Cocaine.
No. Slanesh would have to put a multiple
quadruple D multiple tit fine ass fucking demon in this chair next to me that would be with me for the rest of my life.
A two-body demon, one side cat dead end.
Negative. All right.
Okay, twin Christina Hendricks.
I could talk.
That could go.
Which big guy?
I could get down with that.
Slanesh, the Emperor.
Does it matter? I think
I guess not. I guess
it doesn't matter. Like, as long as the sisters are getting their fucking shit that they need, does it really matter where it came from?
But it's just like all that belief power has to be going somewhere. Who or what is it power?
Or coming from somewhere.
Well, no, I'm talking about the belief of, I'm talking about the average prayers of the trillions of people in the Imperial. The prayers to the Emperor.
The Emperor is Tzeentch. We've established this now.
Well, I don't know if we've established it, or is he getting all of that juice, or...
No, he's getting none of that juice.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but that's a lot of power pouring into something.
Tzeentch.
It's the big cheese.
You know, but if Big E's getting all that energy, what's he doing with it?
Well, here's the problem, though, is, like, the Chaos Gods are born of, you know, something that happened in the material realm, usually from some sentient species. So perhaps this power coming from Tzeentch, pouring into the Emperor, is eventually transforming Tzeentch into what they believe the Emperor should be.
Well, they did.
Therefore, we will lose a Chaos God and grow a new, shinier Chaos God.
Well, because I've seen articles calling the Emperor the God of Order. Basically the only one so far. But the God of ultimate order versus the gods of ultimate chaos. So, you know, is Tzeentch trying to play both sides of that one?
Well, Tzeentch always plays both sides. That's
Right,
the thing,
right.
is, like, I don't think Tzeentch has a fucking overarching goal. Just the literal only Chaos God that is actually chaotic.
But is he literally going, okay, look, I'm going to be order, I'm going to be chaos, I can be black, I can be white.
He's a fucking literal, like, living diary.
Right. So it's like, okay, so when he re-rolls the dice, it's suddenly all going to go, you know, it's up.
I honestly feel like it's a thing that just happens, and GW is just not going to any way address it. It's just, it is a thing.
Well,
We don't know why, because we haven't written that.
as they keep bringing Primarchs back, like we keep doing it before back, eventually they're going to look at the Emperor and go, "You got to do something."
Yeah, someone unplug that thing.
Yeah, if we try turning it off and back on again.
Yeah, I think that would be the logical conclusion of where things are going, but they don't want to advance the story too far.
No.
There can't be a solution.
Because if the Emperor comes back, if the Emperor comes back, it's kind of over.
It's the end times.
Yeah. An Emperor back in control of well, first of all, there would have to be one hell of a civil war. Because the ecclesiarchy, all these groups are not giving their power up.
Yeah, I think that's coming. The High Lords of Terror are going to fight tooth and nail.
Well, that was my conspiracy theory. Is we are heading towards a civil war, and there have been several hints at just that, including the aforementioned our bartered lady. Literally, they were trying to rescind the order passive, the order that prohibits male soldiers, the ecclesiarchy, and only allows the sisters. They want that rolled back so that they can start making billions of crazed pilgrims that only answer to the ecclesiarchy.
We can finally have the Misters of Battle.
Yeah, pretty much. And if that happens, suddenly you have the power of God with an army. So, and quite possibly more powerful than the Guard in some ways. So then it's like, okay, well, but who did they? And they answer only to the ecclesiarchy. So, fuck. Now what?
Yeah, exactly. Now what?
Yeah, and Gillivan's going to be like, okay, look, I checked the spreadsheet and that shit ain't there. Huh?
He's
So-
like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
And then he's just gonna go, hey, Lion.
I was just gonna say, then the lion shows
Can you take
up,
care of this
what
for me?
the fuck is this shit? And then depending on who they would bring back as another, if they bring back another Primarch, let's just say a good Primarch, who would it be? If it's Dorn,
You said good.
well, I'll tell you, when it comes to fighting power, he's no slouch. He's not going there. So, Dorn does know how to create a strategic situation. It doesn't require a 28-page spreadsheet.
He hides in a box.
Is Vulcan alive?
Alive?
If Vulcan comes back, shit gonna get crazy. Because Vulcan's gonna be like, man, the brother steps out for 5 minutes and gets some smokes, and this is what happens.
Now you're implying that he's a black guy.
I know. Every time they show him or something, they always give him a black voice, and I'm like, why do they do that?
Not played by Terry Crews.
Right, it'd be way better if they
Dude.
said, like, Jolly don't stop. This is outrageous.
If Vulcan was Terry Crews, I would sell everything I have.
I was going to say. No, I want Vulcan as Terry Crews as he was in Idiocracy.
No.
Shit.
White chicks.
No.
White chicks.
No, I want him in Idiocracy. Shit. I know everything's tense right now with the water problem and the plants, but we got this guy not sure. He got the biggest head I've ever seen. He gonna fix everything in 2 weeks. I want that Terry Crews to be fucking Vulcan. Badger's like, fuck all y'all.
He's
y'all.
looking at where
He's
he's
waiting
going
right
to
now.
I'm wondering how I can get this razor blade through the mic.
Yeah, so if it's Vulcan, all right. Well, let's just say Vulcan. We know Sanguinius ain't coming back.
Oh, what? You say that. You say that.
That would be a hell of a lore leap, though.
Weren't they also weren't they say some stuff about Ferris Bez coming back? I'm like, get the find his head and his eyeballs first.
You'd have to go on a fucking scavenger hunt to find some shit pieces.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, with Sanguinus though, I mean, honestly, if the Living Saint can come back over and over, I mean.
Well, I know, but I mean, yeah. Well, my other theory is that Celestine isn't a living saint; she's a perpetual.
What if,
Well, that doesn't make any sense because I thought the Living Saint came about when someone else died.
Not in her case, though. She keeps coming back.
No,
The thing is, though,
Just her.
there's technically more than one. They may not write about them, but
that's what I mean.
Suggest fact that they're in the Codex.
No, but what Badger said is the usual case is that somebody dies and the living saint inhabits their body.
Yeah, that's what they even showed in that one video.
Right, but Celestine literally just keeps coming back in her own body as her.
Yeah,
And that's
pretty
something.
right, I imagine.
Stay down. Stay
What
down.
if she's
Celestine.
what if she's a perpetual? I mean, nobody really knows what a fucking perpetual is anymore.
Could be.
What if Conrad comes back?
Oh, God.
Oh.
I only
You know,
know one
honestly-
person who would like that.
I was gonna say, Mrs. Conrad Kurz get really excited.
When it comes down to it, he's just angry Batman. He's just
Angry
Batman.
I'm Batman. No, you're not. I'm Batman.
You're like, I thought you didn't kill people. Who said that?
So yeah, so it's like so we've it could be the con. That would be kind of fun to watch.
He rides back in on his motorcycle.
Now, see, that's an issue I've got with the White Scars, because, I mean, you know, they're. I don't even understand why they're still around, considering, you know, a ton of them went traitor.
Right. I guess because maybe they've always been kind of on the line. I don't know.
On the line is in not trustworthy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't quite understand a lot of the worship for them, other than they got motorcycles.
Yeah, you know, I think whoever it is, it's going to be based almost solely off popularity.
Lehman Russ, which would be annoying.
Why?
Because
I mean,
Space Wolf people are... Space Wolves, I like the Space Wolves. The Space Wolves fans, you know, the fuck.
yeah, they're furries, man.
Well,
It's
it's
where
just
the
that
furries go.
I like the
it's
Space
like,
Wolves. I'm not a
speaking of
furry.
Batman, I like Batman. I can't stand the Batman fandom, though. They're just like, I want to slap the shit out of all of them.
I like the
Yeah.
Space Wolves, but I'm not a furry. But I don't.
No, you're not obnoxious about the Space Wolves.
True.
I'm talking about the ones that the Space Wolves are the best ever because they're giant wolf Vikings and shit. Shut up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Actually.
I'd like to see Vulcan. Just because, again, I'd like to see the fuckery that comes from that.
I honestly don't think that he would be like you're saying though. I think all that has to rest on the lion's shoulders. Because I just don't see Vulcan. I just don't see him doing it like that.
Well, I mean,
I see him protecting the Emperor's body.
yeah. But, you know, if he looked and he... Okay, let's just say he's like, okay, we know they're all about protecting people, but if he comes back, he knows the Imperial truth. Or at least as far as...
Big fucking tangled mess.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I wonder Vulcan could technically tip the scales one way or the other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think the lion is going to be the person that goes, guys, this is fucked up. Okay, roger that. What do you want us to do? And he'll be the fucking, you know, the general.
He's still unfuckering the Dark Angels at this point. No, quit killing each other, you dumb fucks.
Yeah, he honestly might be more fucking preoccupied with that, with his own chapter, trying to figure that shit out. And then fucking poor Gilliman's like, dude, this is the ball of fuck.
Look, can you put the autism aside for 5 minutes?
Yeah, I could really use your help, man.
I gotta
Why would I help you? Look at your fucking young ass face, you fucking zoomer.
literally had to leave everything but fucking Dante's hands on the other side of the
Ravenala
great
Dream Blade.
space for JJ.
Where
So
FSN?
could you give me a hand?
Fuck you,
And
Slim.
honestly, like, if Lehman Russ came back,
What did you say about Lehman Russ coming back?
if he came back from the if he came back, if they brought him back to the Primarch, he would be a source of huge chaos within the Imperial. Not like the faction of chaos, but like disorder.
Right.
Well, but again,
gonna
he's
fuck
also
everything up.
he disappeared into the Eye of Terror.
Right. So if he came
What's
back,
been going
he
on
might
in
actually
there?
be an agent of chaos.
Yeah, he literally could be a demon Primarch.
He's like, hey guys, I'm back.
Like
I
Corvus.
got great news.
Can you picture the fucking Space Wolves players though?
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Maybe it would be a
man.
good thing for him.
I don't know. That's
Maybe
a
it
lot
would
of
clear
fucking
them all
rage
out.
right there.
Yeah, clear all the fucking bad ones out. And then all we got left are the people that were like all about the Vikings.
I'm waiting for Corvus to do something.
Who?
Corvus, correct?
Korax? That dude's
Yeah.
asleep.
He's asleep.
Oh yeah.
Wake up, bitch!
Wait, did he turn into like some kind of void entity?
He's sleeping.
Hunting Logar?
He's sleeping, man.
No, he took a nap. He's like, he just took a long nap.
I mean, if Lorgar's too afraid to come out of his tower, then yeah, that probably makes
Sleep. I don't know, tell you. Took a snooze. Oh, don't start. I
What?
wasn't even talking to you. There's not a single person in here talking to you except for me.
Cookie.
The fucking white
Cookie.
dog. Dude, you just fucking got one.
Snack. Cookie.
Like, during that period where
More
his fucking
cookie.
mom called.
he loses shit.
What is this doing?
It's like our cats. If one of us leaves, they go into hiding. And as soon as both of us are here, they both come out like, oh, parents, we love you. Just like, fuck you, you've been hiding for 3 hours.
God.
Man.
Oh, this thing's got a kick to it.
What the hell you playing?
Warfare.
Oh,
I got the new spear gun, the Aventus. Aventus? It's strong.
Authentic.
Jesus, that's a lot of fucking damage.
Well, on that, I am going to hit the sack, guys. Good talking to everyone.
I get it.
I get it. Warfare's great.
I think I'm out of here as well, fellas. You guys have a good night.
What
Too,
are
man.
female space marines?
I know.
Asshole.
I was like,
I
fuck
get
you,
it.
Slim.
You what?
I said, fuck you, Slim. That's funny.
If only you weren't on stream.
I'm going to report
Oh,
you.
God.
I'm gonna take a show up and brigade you. Hey, I heard there was female space marines here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're with your mom.
No shit. No shit. Oh, man.
Well,
What the hell?
yeah, they're gone now.
Oh.
So how many got left?
14 and a half?
Telling you, man, you're almost there. It'll go by in no time. You'll be like, man, that was only 3 hours. I got this whole fucking
Yeah. Well,
whole thing done.
school did start back up, so we'll see.
I
Started.
got my my repressor for my friend. Looks pretty damn good. So
Repressor?
looking forward to. Yeah, it's like a Rhino knockoff that the sisters about to use.
Oh, yeah. Yep. No more Tyranids, except for the epic models, which I fully want to have going on, but I got a guy making me some stuff too, or will be. And this is gonna be interesting. I gotta figure something out though, because I don't know what happened with this pair of legs that changed from this other guy, and I think honestly the leg on the sprue is completely different, because the right leg, the long piston was supposed to be in the front, not the back, but it is on this one. So I don't know. It might just be the sprue itself. I have no idea. The thing is, I don't know if you saw that picture, but I've got, you know, these Renegade box sets, and they've got 2 knights in them a piece. It was a great deal. I mean, and I think at the time I got the box for $100 a piece.
Oh my god, yeah, fuck yeah.
And now what are they like? I think the knights are almost $150 a piece. It's
Yeah.
fucking
It's
stupid.
an expensive kit.
Yeah.
I kind of want one though, so
Do what?
I kind of want one. So
Oh,
I
it's-
might end up getting
It's fucking pretty good. I mean, although I've seen some guys doing 3D stuff that's a lot better,
it. Yeah.
and of course it'd be a lot cheaper.
Well, I told myself if I get back into the hobby and I clear out my fucking pile of shame, I'm gonna get a Warhammer type.
Oh yeah, well, dude, yeah. Well, and this guy that's working on one for me right now, the Mars pattern, he's hollowing it out and supporting it. When I get it, whatever, I'll be putting that together. I'll show it to you, and you know, I could maybe turn you on to him. He's a veteran too. I think he was Army. He's over in Washington State, I believe.
Yeah, maybe I'll end up printing my own, to be honest.
Oh, you got a 3D printer?
Not yet, but after I get my floors done, I'm gonna probably get one, put it on the garage.
Yeah, I would love to get into that. I'm afraid to with the kids right now.
You gotta have a place to put it that's not where they can breathe all that shit in.
Well, truth be told, I also got to watch myself because, you know, shit from where we were all at. I got lung issues and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think anybody, like, this stuff's real bad for you.
that's what they say. I guess there's not really anything else I can do to this guy right here except for the green stuff, which I don't have upstairs. I don't feel like going down there to get it, so I'll let that sit all night. Now we put together the upper chassis. Yeah, all my stuff is magnetized, so I can put, you know, whatever weapon I want on, take off the arm if I need to. And that takes time, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely going to slow the process down. But it's good because no one wants to get shoehorned into one weapon unless that's literally like the only weapon you're ever going to use.
Yeah, not for $150, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and I need to, so I don't know much about the knights other than, you know, how they end up becoming knights. I know that part. I don't understand or know, I haven't studied the formations. And so I'm trying to do everything I can. And really, each night, the only thing that's different is really the weapon loadout.
Yeah.
And so once I figure out what the formations are, I'll have, I forget what the hell they even call it. It's not a maniple, or maybe it is. I don't know. But I'll have one of those, you know, with a bunch of knights. But I just, you know, I was thinking, I don't know, I was thinking it'd be cool to have, let's see, so I'll have, well, I guess technically I'll have 16 models that'll all look generally the same. 2 of them are stuck with the Krieg Death Corps, and then 1 is for the Space Wolves because he's got a Space Wolf helmet or head and Space Wolf shoulder pads and a Space Wolf claw and stuff, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, then I got a Chaos one. But if I took all these other ones, I could, and I divide them in half when I go to paint them or whatever, or maybe even, you know, quarters, I can have all these separate little, you know, detachments, you know, where they all kind of go together. Again, I don't remember what they're called, but I also don't like, I don't want to, I mean, I don't know if the rules state anymore. I thought they used to state you fielded them, you could field one of those in a group of 3, but then they operated independently of each other, and as long as that's the case, and you're not stuck, you know, keeping them within 2 inches of each other, which I think would be utterly stupid.
Yeah,
But I could see GW doing it though.
Well, they did back when Sentinel squadrons were.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a Sentinel. Like 2 inches is about right for the size of the model. Not that big a deal. It'd be nearly impossible to do that with some knights. Like they're huge.
Well, and like, call it, you know, I don't know if you want to call it.
Plus, aren't they? Yeah, they're all like independent characters because the noble that's piloting it wouldn't really take a lot of orders from people.
I believe there are like actual formations of them though. I'm just trying to remember what they are. Like I said, I'm not really up on it. I know that there's tons of them in the Adeptus Titanicus thing.
Oh yeah, that's a little baby type.
Well, no, I just mean like the formations. There's a lot of them. Hold on, let me grab a codex real quick.
right there, Imperial lights. It's driving me crazy. Trying to figure out what this thing is called. This is my favorite guy, the Warden, because he's got that power fist. And that's a badass picture anyway. Man, I've never even opened this one. Let's see here. Okay, so they're... Make sure I'm glued getting on my book. So there is a structure. Let's see. House Cadmus. Although I don't know that I'm going to go with actual houses. I might, but I don't know if I'll go with the colors. I'm definitely not doing this crap with the Mechanicus shit. Fuck all that. Let me see here. There's a lot of fucking lore. Dude, you would never get away with fielding this in a game. Somebody would bitch.
Oh yeah, is that all they're bringing?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no way.
So it looks like well, I guess I don't know, I guess there's not a, it's not like the Adeptus Titanicus stuff. I guess each one's its own thing. Well, that makes sense. I mean, how many people can afford to have?
Yeah, they're like basically an independent character.
I mean, how many people can afford to even have more than one?
Yeah, shit.
I mean, I lucked out, dude. Like, I will tell you that most of the stuff I have is complete and utter luck because I don't really, and I probably should, as invested as a hobby as I am, I don't really pay attention to Warhammer community or anything. But I forget how I even knew. I might have just walked in a store and saw them. Not a Games Workshop store, some other store. I think that's probably how I found them. Or at least found one, and then I went looking for them. Because, I mean, why would anybody want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, 7 freaking two night box sets. No one in their right mind would want that. And we've already established I'm not in mine, so. Yeah. Yep, my little girl, runny nose and stuff, and.
Oh, it sounds like she gave it to you too.
Yep, well, I was fine up until last night, and it happened like so fast, and I knew exactly what it was. She, a couple days ago, she got into a bag of pretzels, and she was, you know, runny nose and stuff, and I guess I didn't think about that, and I decided to start eating them last night, and immediately my nose started doing what it's doing now.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, son of a bitch. So I had a rough night last night. Didn't really sleep hardly at all. But that's what it is.
That's the damn truth. That's why you gotta really appreciate those good nights of sleep when you get them. They're not all like that. Dude, I had a fucking wacky ass dream where they were cutting off people's arms and legs so that they could fulfill certain roles without being, you know, like, I don't know, a problem to society.
What the hell?
And yeah, I was supposed to be like a security guard, so they cut off one arm and one leg.
Of yours?
And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? It was awful. And then my dog woke me up and my wife was freaking out. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What is this day?
God damn.
Yeah. I was brutal too. They're like, alright, now go across this field. I'm like, you just cut my fucking leg off.
It'll be alright, you'll make it.
Yeah, they're like, go. They're like, oh my god, this is bullshit. One of these days I should write some of this shit down. Jesus, that guy's got guns.
Who's that?
Playing Warframes, he's a Mirage, and he's got some kind of gun that shits out 1,000,000 little bullets, and
The
yeah,
Krakatoa?
multiply that by 5. No, I don't know what they're using. Let's find out. What are you using? It's a kit gun, probably. He said, oh no, the GPU was wrecked.
What?
Whatever that means.
What the hell's a uwu?
You know, like anime cutesy. That's about as much as you need to know.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Told my wife last night before we went to bed that I can't believe I only have a little bit left. And she goes, a little bit? I said, yeah, I only have a little bit left. I got 15 nights, and 20 drop pods, and
Almost done.
a couple thousand Space Marines, 400 Skaven. Almost
You
done.
haven't even busted open the paints.
What do you mean?
Like, we haven't even started painting yet.
Not real painting, no. I mean, just what I did for Scotty.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate
that's not,
that.
That's not your model
Fucking
collection.
dick.
That was fucking pro bono work, okay?
Okay.
That's like when
That
you're
doesn't
a lawyer,
count.
You help the homeless guy down the street.
Oh, damn.
You know, that's not going on your resume.
Damn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I am surprised I was able to get it done in time. But I feel like I took some shortcuts that I really didn't want to take. But my wife was like, don't try to paint him like a Space Marine. You'll never get it done.
Yeah, dude, you did a great job, man.
Appreciate it. Dude,
Not
that
only
thing
that-
sucked, dude. I mean, it's nice seeing it around, but it sucks because it wasn't a, you know, and it couldn't be. It couldn't be a resin print because, you know, it'd be unhealthy for him.
Yeah.
But, you know, that FDM, no matter how much I filled it, whatever, it was like, I don't know, it was like trying to paint straight lines over a rocky surface. It's crazy. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, I mean, like, I don't know, how do I, like, for what he would appreciate, like, you couldn't have done better.
Yeah,
Like,
At
if
his
you would have
age.
put more effort into it, it wouldn't have mattered.
right.
Like, you had the exact same outcome, like, wow, that's Trash Truck.
Yep.
This is awesome. Even if you made the most realistic weathered combat, you know,
Combat trash truck.
trash truck ever, like, he wouldn't give two shits.
Nope. That worked out good. Like I said, I gave it to him from all of us, so.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he realizes that, but. I know if CDAT had this model, it would drive him crazy trying to put it together.
Oh yeah.
The instructions, I don't know, they're alright, but they're not alright.
I just wanted it. I probably shouldn't do that,
What's that?
Especially with alright, just wing it.
Oh no, dude. I don't think you really can. I mean, I guess, but it would look like ass.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But it'd be my ass. Look at all these extra parts I have. It's just like when you know, you take some shit apart and put it back together, and all these extra screws left over.
Yeah. Something went wrong here.
No one's dead, so.
Plus all the tiny little fiddly parts. I was listening to something, I think it might have been Northern Exile, where he said people don't want to buy models that have already been put together because that's the journey. And I was like, well, somebody forgot to tell the tournament guys that.
Yeah, oh dude. That's a pretty big assumption.
Yeah.
Because, you know, just like people saying, oh, this is how you do this hobby, and then they find out, you know, from 100 different people, like, that's not why I'm here, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, case in point today.
Yeah.
Every damn day. Same argument. Like, you're doing the hobby wrong. No, you can't. You can't do the hobby wrong.
Well, and why do you care?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, some dude that fishes for fun telling a guy that fishes for food that he's doing it wrong.
Right.
Like, it's, no. You don't fish, but you fish for different reasons.
It's on the hook. It's from Last Man Standing. I don't know if you ever watched that show
I don't think so.
with Tim Allen.
I may have seen, like, parts of it.
Oh man, if you'd have been here when I first started, you'd have lost your mind.
I doubt it.
Oh no,
I know what I'm getting into here.
No, you'd have been laughing your ass off, dude, at me.
You're like, what is this? What is this?
No, it wasn't even that. I went to cut a piece, and it fucking went flying across the room somewhere.
No.
And then I find it, surprisingly relatively quickly. And then I go to cut the other piece, and I was trying to be careful. I didn't even cut the other side of it. It broke off when I cut the piece I had, and it went flying the opposite direction right into like all the shit on my desk. And even though my desk is cleaned up and stuff, I was like, oh god, did it go inside the pen holder? Did it go in the fucking... And I mean, we're talking tiny little pieces, dude. And surprisingly, it went in between everything, and I found it real quick. But that's not what you would have got from listening to me talk about it. I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh, that reminds me. When I was in basic training, drill sergeant said clean your weapon best it's ever been cleaned before. So I took the trigger assembly apart.
Oh boy.
Oh man, that was not fun. Dude, he was panicking. He's like, Private, you better get this shit together. You better get it right, because if you don't, I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah, because he doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah. He's looking at all these little springs. I'm like, I have a pretty good idea how it goes back together. And he's like, well, then you better do it. And like, my hands are shaking too bad, drill sergeant. You're freaking me out, man.
What do you mean you have a pretty good idea? You better have the idea.
He's like, listen, you're either going to pass or you're going to fail tomorrow, because it was like the next day was our qual. And dude, shot like a champ.
That's fucking
like
hilarious.
that never happened, okay? I'm like, okay.
I think I recall one of our drill instructors telling us specifically not to do that, and looked at me and this other guy.
Oh man, yeah, they fucking know.
But the crazy
They know.
part, yeah, I think he said something like, "You redneck motherfuckers, don't fucking, this ain't your fucking gun. You only take it down this far," or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, they didn't say that to us. He said literally, "This better be the cleanest it's ever been." And I looked down, there was just dirt floating around inside the trigger assembly. I'm like, oh well, I should take that apart too. Oh man. The problem is, like, it's all those little springs that go together at the same time.
Yeah.
And you have to hold them down in order to get the pins in place.
Yep.
And I couldn't do that because my hands were shaking because the dude was freaking me the fuck out. It's like, you better learn to work under pressure, Private. I'm like, this is a lot of pressure. Please stop.
You think this is a lot of pressure? Hold on a second. Goes out and gets his gun out of his truck.
Yeah, puts it to my head. Yeah, you pressured down, Private? Dude, I bet he was shitting himself. He was like, fuck.
Dude, I got...
Tell this first sergeant this fucking moron Private took this trigger assembly apart.
I don't think he told anybody.
No, he didn't say shit. He was like, this never happened.
Dude, I got... Man. So 3rd Battalion is already like the PT battalion, of Paris Island.
Yeah.
You're off in the fucking swamps. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on out there. They get away with all kinds of shit. Whereas 1st and 2nd Battalion are right there by the fucking company office, so to speak. So they ain't getting away with nothing. And man, fucking, I can't even tell you how many times I got thrashed just for being the only grunt in the platoon. Everybody else was admin, supply, or whatever. I was the only fucking infantry guy in the entire fucking platoon.
That really needs some fucking actual information.
But because I was different, one of these kids is not like the other. Fucking thrash me. I fucking hated that.
Alright, assholes, let's jog.
I actually expected the Archon fights to be better. Like I was actually like worried I didn't have what it took to fight them. But they were surprisingly easy fights. It was just shoot, move, that's all it was.
Yeah.
The wolf one was super easy. And then actually the snakehead one, that was the one I thought was going to be like this, super hard one because it said it was the elder and all that.
Yeah.
Nope, that one was really easy. The wolf
well, the
one.
good news is you get to fight them every week.
What do you mean?
You get to get like upgrade materials for your warframes, and every week you can fight one.
What kind of upgrade materials?
It's called an Archon crystal, and it depends on the color you get, but they do different stuff. And you can install like 5 of them in your warframe.
What's some of the stuff it does?
Like plus 150 max health, or plus 150 max shield, or plus 15% ability strength.
Is that stuff that doesn't have anything to do with your mods?
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're a lot tougher than they were in the Codex.
They can be. I think it depends on your team, to be honest. You got a good team, it's easy.
Oh, so you can't do it alone?
I mean, you could. But it's all like level 150 plus, like Steel Path level.
Oh shit, I wouldn't be able to. I mean, I might not die, but I don't think I'd kill them either.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing with that Whisper in the Walls, or Whispering Wall, whatever the fuck it's called. That, I mean, I figured it out relatively quickly what you had to do and stuff, but I don't like being forced to use my operator, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot more of that as the game goes on.
To kill something.
Yeah, there's some things that only can die because of your operator.
Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, the Warframe is, my operator's squishy. So.
Oh, you gotta boost your operator up though. Mine's pretty fucking tough. Hell, there's some of my Warframes are squishier than my operator is, which doesn't make any damn sense. Then I guess it does. I mean, he's a supercharged void demon, so.
Well, I'm gonna call it a night, try to get some rest, and get over this shit as soon as I can.
Alright, man, you only got like 14 and a half more to go. We're practically there.
Alright, brother. Everybody watching, thanks a lot, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for the party.
Yep.